Jim Jones talking greasy about Nas. And who I blame the most is really Jada and Joe and Jada on their podcast. Because they could have they could have nipped that right in the bud. But people do what they do, you know what I mean? All these industry people and all these supposed to be friends you rock with and all that. Everything is, don't believe everything you see. You know what I'm saying? Jim Jones is the perfect doja. He's been a doja his whole career. And he don't mind crashing out and going on doja missions. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about put my stats up against Nas stats as far as Billboard entries. I mean, come on. It's not even close. He's talking about Nas is not really relevant. He hasn't been relevant to him since Belly. Belly was a fire movie, but he wasn't really what Nas was doing after that. Okay. You know, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Nas was dealing with a sick mother who ultimately passed away due to her illness. And so Nas had said plenty of times he bowed out the game. You know what I'm saying? So that was probably one of them times where he was like, look, he saw where the rap game was going. Non-talented rappers, always in the camera, always being interviewed. And he probably said, look, man, this is foolery. This is fuckery. Why do I need to be a part of this? He's unconventional. He went against the grain. He did it his way. He's winning. Nas is. He put out recently 6 albums, 2 series of albums, the Magic series and the Kings of These series simultaneously. And that's all good music. You know, time will tell whether those albums are classics or whatever. KD3 was certainly close to a classic, if not a classic. So, you know, 6 albums in 3 years. That's unprecedented. Jim, your catalog doesn't, you know, you got a good catalog, but it doesn't compare to Nas' catalog. It just doesn't. That's a fact. And you continue to keep on taking shots at Nas because of this, you know, you even brought it up because of the history you guys had when Nas called out called Cam's album whack. I get it. Yeah, you say Nas was you looked up to Nas coming up. I was a Nas fan. I believe you are a Nas fan. But now you just playing that algorithm thing, which is cool. You're getting some run on it. But Nas is not really, you're not on Nas level. Don't ever get it confused. You're not. You're just not. Your lyrics, your content, it's just not there. Now, you've elevated since you came in. Your one biggest hit was Ballin', and I give you props on that. But as far as layers to music, depth, content, lyrical content, as far as relevancy worldwide, yes, Diplomats had a movement, and but Nas is doing world tours just like anybody else. So he is relevant. And you can bring up all the 22-year-olds. You can say your son don't know one Nas record. That's an indicative on you because you're not pushing the culture forward. So if you don't play Nas in your house and your son, don't know anything about it, of course he's not going to know material that Nas had. Wasn't handed down to him, wasn't played in your household, obviously. So it is what it is. But I know a lot of kids, that's the blueprint. Nas is the blueprint as far as lyrical ability, as far as topics, subject matter, fashion, what have you. You know what I mean? Nas is that guy. And you're saying, well, Nas was always second to the biggies, like to the biggies, the Jay-Z's. I mean, that's subjective. That's all subjective. But a lot of these people that you name has always put Nas as someone who inspired them in one way or another. So just, you figure that out. Put it together yourself. Jim, you're smart. I can't believe you're doing this, Jimmy. And y'all both share the last lane. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Until next time. Peace.